Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, welcome to another episode of the 94 Feet Podcast. It's your boy Big Zeek in the building. I'm here with my brothers Dre.
Oh, I get first billing again this week. What's up, my people?
I'm also here with my brother Quis.
No. What's up, everybody? Dre in the building. 94 Feet Nation. What's good? What's good, my brothers?
Man, how y'all been doing? How y'all week been going?
You didn't give Kesey his.
He be all right.
Anyways, good people. I had to introduce myself today because obviously my friends ain't my friends today.
I'm always your friend, but this guy over
Probably
here.
about 90% of the days out of the year, they're not my friend. Only 10.
Okay.
75.
Well, shoot. Bye.
Well,
Get out. Bye. You can leave.
See? I didn't go that far. He trying to kick you off the show.
No, I'm good. What's good with y'all, man? How y'all doing?
I'm good, man.
Good, man.
That's good, man.
Man, before we dive in, man, our boy had those famous tacos, man.
Now, you know I was getting ready to get that.
I was
How
going
you
to
gonna try
lead into that, but I see as
How you
always,
gonna try to
Dre,
I didn't
Dre
know what
likes
y'all
to
was talking about.
jump into it.
Well, we didn't get our script until 20
So,
minutes before the show.
Actually,
so
you got it 2 hours before the
so
show. Enough time
I
for you to
wasn't
look over the
sure.
show. Yes, it's enough time for you to
I
look over your notes,
I
though.
don't
Is it
know.
enough time for you to look
No.
over your notes? Do you
No.
not watch NBA?
No, I mean,
Do you not watch NBA?
Well,
If
first
you don't watch NBA, that's cool.
First of all, your daughter's at home, so let's
What does
watch
that
your
mean?
tone, okay?
You took my punchline, though,
Let's
man.
screw your punchline, man.
See? That's what I'm
How
talking
we
about.
supposed to know what you talking
See,
about?
Dre?
How we supposed to know
See?
what you
See,
talking
get it,
about?
Kesey?
It was my tacos, right?
It wasn't your. You're
There
the
you're
founder of Laughing Tacos.
No, I'm not the founder, but I'm the one who brought up the tacos, right?
Go ahead and talk about your taco adventures.
Hey, me and
Hey.
you could talk about it.
So,
Yeah.
Hey, okay, talk
With the
about
Jockey
it.
Club,
All
which
right,
were
before
my
we-
tickets.
before we even get started, shout out to Laughing Taco.
Laughing Taco.
You know, hold on a second. Hold on a
Banger.
second. No, hold on a second.
Nope.
No,
Banger
no, Dre.
tacos.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a
Nope.
minute, Kesey.
Nope.
Let's give a real big shout out.
Nope. I don't
To
want
the
it.
person who made this all
I don't want
happen
it.
from the
I don't
get-go.
want it.
From
I
the
don't
get-go.
want
Give him a round of applause. y'all.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Give
you.
him his round of applause.
Thank
Give
you.
him his
I'm
just
showing
due.
you the finer things in life.
That's the part of things in life.
You know what?
him. I mean, you know. You're
No,
used to it.
it's not the final things of life for me. I went down
I
there.
thought I had season tickets.
I went down there and I felt dirty.
You talk
Okay.
about last night. You talk about courtside, not
No,
live.
I'm talking about both
Oh,
times.
Jockey Club made you feel dirty too.
Both of them.
Oh.
Both of them. More at the
Why you feel
BMO.
dirty? You felt dirty because you had to eat them tacos and you had to
No,
tell me that it was.
because well, we didn't go to tacos first. I felt dirty because you go down there and you see these people who don't really care about the Bucks, who wasn't in the trenches with the Bucks. They just there. Oh, this is a nice little item. This is a luxury. This is a Saturday night to get drunk. No. You wasn't there in the trenches when it was just
Eric Murdoch,
Sherman Douglas. You wasn't down there when
Todd
it was in.
Day.
You couldn't buy a ticket then. Hey, we giving up free tickets. Nah, I'm good.
You could buy them, but I wasn't gonna pay for them.
But now-
When we was sitting in the rafters.
I know, right? We was up in
Exactly.
the dog pound. That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, I mean, it was cool. So first of all, I do want to shout out, all seriousness aside, I do want to shout out Dre.
Oh, good,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying? He not one, but 2 games this week where, I was sitting pretty close. It felt
Yeah,
good to get down there again.
Shout out to my brother, man. He do look out for us.
Am I my brother's keeper? Y'all seen the movie? Right?
So anyway.
No, you got to finish the punchline.
It is a
Am I my
punchline.
brother's keeper?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're my brother's keeper.
So they've never seen New Jack City, y'all. Tone, you seen it, right? Am I my brother's keeper? What's the line that comes next?
I don't remember.
It's yes, I am.
Okay.
Simple. It's yes, I am. Wesley Snipes, y'all. New Jack City.
I seen New Jack City.
But no, it was.
I remember that part. I just remember the part that came
No,
out.
it was smooth to be down there, man. But y'all, go ahead, man, and talk about.
Let's get to the nitty gritty.
So,
right
good
here.
people.
Okay.
I had to convince my brother that I had the best tacos I ever had. He dang near wanted to slap me out my seat when I told him they got the best tacos I ever had in my life.
I was like, Cap.
He was like,
called.
I said Cap. Like
Cap?
Maya.
Oh,
That's what the young folks say.
oh, okay.
Yes, that's a young folks new term.
My bad.
Cap
Cap
King.
King. Okay.
But so we get down there,
Mm-hmm.
get in our seats.
Mm-hmm.
I look at him, he look at me.
Oh, yeah, it's cool.
I said, "It's taco time."
All right. I'm like, all right, whatever.
He like, "Oh, okay, whatever, yeah,
That's
yep,
funny.
okay." I said, "We go to the Jockey Club, we get our bracelets, go in, we go order the tacos." He watching them make. I'm like, "Oh, that ain't nothing spectacular." That's what he was saying.
Wait, for you missed one part of the story. He ordered 3 orders first.
Oh, he ordered 3. He was like, the lady said, How many orders of tacos you want?
What you said? How many tacos? I said 3.
She said, how many orders of tacos you want?
Say how many? She said, I like 3.
They come in sets of 3. So she said, how many tacos you want? How many orders of tacos you want? You said 3. She said $70-something. He was like, he put on his walking like, oh, okay, like that was fine for 3 tacos. I'm like, what?
I'm just like, all right, whatever.
I'm like, dude, you that hungry? You want 12 tacos?
12 tacos up in this piece.
I'm
9
like,
tacos.
I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Actually, I thought he was buying them for us. I thought he was trying to be generous.
Oh, I know that wasn't happening.
I knew that wasn't happening.
I'm just waiting on him to pay for them, and then he got to eat them all. But anyways.
And so
we ordered the tacos, and I tell him, look, you got to put the sauce on them. You can't eat the tacos without the sauce.
He did.
So, sit down. Now you do the rest.
So I sat down. Well, first of all, I sat down, and I was like, all right, whatever. Put the sauce on. Went to sit down. I was like, all right, whatever. I took a first bite. I said, ooh. I took a second bite. I said, ooh. I took a third bite. I said, oh no. I said, Quis, you didn't tell me they roll like this. I did tell you they roll like this. You didn't tell me they roll like this. Yes, I did.
I tried to
No, you
tell
didn't. I had all 3 of those tacos. And if I knew ahead of time how these tacos taste, I'd have took that $70 and be like, hey, whatever.
Y'all,
let's do it.
Let me tell y'all something.
Whatever.
Bruh's plate. You know how sometimes you have crumbs on your plate or a cheese slice or Bruh plate was empty, dude. Like lick plate empty. Never ate it.
No, it wasn't never ate. It was like, this is good. You go to your mama house.
Go to the 94 Feet page and look in the highlight section of him eating them tacos.
Look,
that plate was empty.
It was so good. He started picking up the fresh cilantro off the side and dipping it in the sauce.
On the side. I was like, what's this? Okay, yeah. It was. I didn't know it was gonna be that good. I can't. I'm not gonna lie. I've never been so wrong and just been like, all right, I'm wrong.
You're always wrong. You just never admit to being wrong.
He had look, the taco was so good, he had to admit to me right in my face.
Yeah, I remember.
Man, you right.
I remember. In fact, y'all were thinking about going to get a second round.
We was debating on if we was going to get another second round.
So I have never tried these tacos because I don't really like steak. But now I have to try these tacos. Because we watched them cook them, y'all, on the grill. The way they cook them, he was also talking trash. They look burnt. Remember that? He was like,
I'm looking at them on the grill. Ain't nothing special about that. She put the cheese on the. Oh, whatever. Okay, cool. I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah, so I'm about to try them in our next Jockey Club game, and so I'm gonna try it.
So since I put you on something new, that means the next round is on you, right?
I didn't say that, but I mean, let's not sugarcoat this. Them expensive tacos. These are expensive tacos.
They're really not though.
3 tacos, $14.
Dude, that's expensive. In today's America with inflation, and if you look at Mexican, I've never been to a Taco Tuesday because I'll eat tacos.
If you go to a real taco place, you're gonna pay $4 or $5 for
like Lazo's, for example. What is it? It depends on the burrito tacos or the burrito tacos. Dude, I go to Lazo's and spend $20 for like 3 tacos. Bro.
But it depends on the place. If you go to a fancier restaurant,
beans, you get rice, you get that dip.
Lazo's,
man, you get that dipping sauce.
That's all extra. That's all extra.
I've been there.
I've been there too. It's a la carte.
Oh,
it's a la carte.
You got combos, man.
Man,
all I know is this:
when you got money, you don't worry about combos. You know what I'm saying? You just get what you want. I want that. I want that. I want that.
I usually don't. I'm not a foodie person like that. So when it comes to food, I'm like, all right, whatever. Everything, such and such. These are the best tacos I've ever had in my entire life.
That's what's up. Now let's talk about. You also got a chance to experience courtside BMO Club action. BMO food this week wasn't that great, but just talk to America about the BMO experience.
See, that's what happened when you got it.
What is it like? I mean, they had great options, but it's interesting dining amongst the wealthy and how they like food. Like there was like some steaks back there. They were like a little. There was some steaks. They were like medium rare. Some of the burgers were medium. I don't like to see red in my food. You know what I'm saying? I like
all I know is,
man. Shout out to my brother, man. I ain't looking for nothing pink.
Me either.
I
either
in my meat.
I usually don't. Let's just take.
I ain't either. I need it, but how was the BMO Club experience?
Man? Yeah. Later for all that. All I did was this. We went to the BMO Harris Club. I'm like, what ain't no tacos down here? Ain't no tacos down here.
For them tacos, like I told you.
But I told you,
it's
only what I tell you before you went. I said it's only one place you get. You gotta have the Jockey Club.
So then, why were you accusing me of not getting you no tacos?
You was in the Jockey Club that night.
I was not. I was.
You
in the
was.
BMO
No,
club
you was in the
that
Jockey Club.
I don't know what happened with
You
that
didn't want to go get
situation.
up and get him.
All I know is this.
I saw you in your seats.
I don't know if you did or not, but if you didn't, you're wrong. You're
So,
wrong.
What?
You're wrong. If
I
you
was in
didn't
the
do it,
BMO
get him the
club.
tacos, you're
I was
wrong.
in the
He ignored me.
He ignored
Let me
you.
tell
Because
you
I wasn't in the Jockey Club seats that night.
Let me tell you something. We were at this in the courtside BMO club,
Yeah, later for all that.
and I said, no. We got to
ahead.
tell America how you really are.
How am I really?
He walks down. He goes, I feel dirty.
I feel dirty.
I feel dirty.
Okay, if you're gonna put me out there, let me explain myself.
Explain yourself again.
Here we go. We at the
With your
courtside.
Seattle Seahawks hat on.
Cowboys fan.
Cowboy fan.
I was in a Packer hat. That's all you need to worry about.
You could never wear one. Go ahead.
Being courtside, down there with the white folks. Let's just call it what it is.
Oh man, here we go.
Here we go.
It
was very diverse down there. In fact, our whole row was mostly black people. What are you talking about?
I did see that too.
It wasn't.
My
I
accountant
didn't look
sits
down
in
there.
the same row, and he had like
Did you
five
hear
of
what you
his
just
people.
said? Did you hear what you just said?
What?
I ain't got time for that.
Oh,
That's
The
another,
point I'm making is
another
this.
gloat moment.
I was like
Exactly.
gloating because he's actually my accountant.
The point is,
We need to
can
know
I
all
get
that.
my
Text
point
guy.
out? Can I get my point out?
Get your point out,
Thank you.
Mr. Dirty.
So I go down there. I told Andre I feel a little dirty. I feel like this is one of those things where it's not necessarily. It's just the Bradley Center used to be for the fans. It used to be something. It used to be a family friendly event. It should be something that hey, I'm not doing anything. Let's grab the kids to go down and see a Bucks game. The stuff is expensive now.
No, it's not a family
Really expensive.
event. We said that.
Yes, it's not a family event
Because of
anymore. So when
inflation.
I go down there to the BMO Harris area, courtside, then we go to the back there to the area. I'm just looking around and seeing these rich folks of Wisconsin, and I'm just like, ugh. Ugh.
So does that mean you don't want to sit there anymore?
I didn't say that. Never crossed.
I was gonna say because I
never
have
said
tickets available if he doesn't want to go anymore.
that. Because I'm gonna tell you. Also, if you're gonna tell the truth, when we was walking to go get to the pro shop, we was walking around. I said the same. I was like, ugh. I can't walk around with these peasants. I'm on the floor. I
he was
can't walk
acting
around
real
with-
bougie.
I was like, all right, we can't be walking around here like this no more. I can't be walking. I'm courtside. I'm right here. I can't be walking around like this.
No, listen.
He went to the Johnson & Johnson entrance and they turned him away.
They turned me. They told me to go to the BMO here.
They turned him
entrance.
away.
I didn't know it was that serious.
I told you. You don't listen.
Hey, can I tell you something funny though?
What?
Well, this is a bougie moment. We
Go
was
ahead.
because I took the wife to the game
Yeah.
and we had the sweet tickets, right?
Yes.
But I did. This is before I knew Laughing Tacos only was in the Jockey Club,
Right,
the
right,
one that
right.
I'm looking for.
Right.
So we went down to the main area to go to the Laughing Taco because they got another one that only serves chicken tacos.
Oh, okay.
But they ain't one. Hey, man, I'll tell you right now. Listen,
He said,
the girl, because you got to put your order in through your phone. So
yeah.
I'm trying to put it through, but I'm like, ain't no sweet level on the ordering thing. So
Yeah.
she like, let me see your phone. She like, let me see your tickets. She like, well, I don't know why you down here around these people. That's what the lady who worked there said.
Wait.
She like, this is the girl who worked down there.
Y'all are crazy. So we were. It will wrap it up. But we were looking at the games. We were at the BMO clubs or doing whatever we were doing, and Zeek came in and came through the wrong entrance, and we were in the back, and we saw Marcus Johnson in the beginning. Shout out to the Bucks great Marcus Johnson. Took a couple photos, and Zeke sends me a text message. He goes, "Man, how much is this gonna cost me?" He goes, "How much is this gonna cost me?" I said, "Man, this ain't gonna cost you nothing, man. Just get the kids a couple gift cards for my raffle at the clubs or whatever." But so one of the dope things about the Bucks games is whether people are seasonal fans or bandwagon fans. I remember a point in time where the Bucks would play teams like Miami and be booed out the stadium. Right? I remember moments like that, but you literally don't have much of that in the stadium anymore. So shout out to Milwaukee, man, just for coming through and supporting the home team, whether it's a free ticket, a bougie ticket. But to your point, I think the thing you miss, and most people do because they don't sit down there, those are not casual fans. Rich people just watch the sport differently. That's just what it is, don't they? They just watch it
You know
differently.
What? I like.
They're not looking at how we looking at it.
Yeah, they just we're fans, we're podcasters. Rich people just watch the sport differently. I listen to the people behind me, right?
Oh, they was drunk.
Oh man, they spilled the beer on my guy next to us, right? They just watching it like that white boy can shoot, talking about Pat Connaughton, right? Come on, ref, wake it up. They're talking about estate planning while we watching the game, and all they catch is the dunk and they go hype. So, I think people that of different classisms, they just have a different take on sports.
Yeah,
you think about it. There were people in the BMO club who never left. They just sat there.
Never left the BMO club.
Club.
Free drinks.
Come on, man. You coming to the Bucks game? You got. And if you're in the BMO area, you got good seats.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
You might as well just set up at a bar.
Not only
and watch it on TV and give somebody them seats that want to enjoy the game.
Yeah.
And then on top of that,
shout out to my pastor, man. We ran into my pastor too. He's a chaplain of the Bucks. Shout out to Pastor Ken.
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say that you're right. It is some people that went to the BMO Harris Lounge or whatever, and they were just there. They probably never came to their seats. They was just, and the drinks is free.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you
all inclusive.
Okay. The Fires informed know what they're doing because Laughing Taco and the BMO Harris, I'm sitting there all night.
Literally.
Another taco.
But here's the thing. Here's why it's not there though, because you think about it. You paid $14, and the average person probably could eat 2 rounds of Laughing Tacos easily, plus a drink. You're spending $20. BMO Club is all inclusive. Why would they put something so popular in an all inclusive area?
That's what I mean.
They're losing money.
That's what
I mean.
Losing money. That's what I mean. Like, because if them y'all go sit down. I'll be sitting right here. Yeah, another round, please. A taco.
Yeah, them tacos make you get up in the middle of the game.
They do.
Be like, man, I gotta go get me some more tacos.
I mean, I haven't eaten them, but I've seen people. Whenever we've gone into the Jockey Club, if it wasn't like before halftime or before the game, line going around the block. Just for the tacos. Just for the tacos. So,
but enough of the
tacos.
It's been 15 minutes. You might as well. We should switch it up and go in the spotlight and then talk about shoot around to make it related to the Bucks. Because this is all about the Milwaukee Bucks.
We'll come back to the
Fight
Bucks.
Serve Forum, y'all.
I just want us to talk about the experience because it is on our social Instagram.
It is. And we'll be back there. We'll be in BMO Club. All 3 of us together on January the 3rd, the first game of opening season. So we'll all be there.
But y'all, you know what though? I just sitting back and going to those things, dog. I just be like, this is a blessing, man. Because coming from where we came from, we didn't have that type of seats.
I didn't. I mean, I didn't get when I first got season tickets. I was never in the upper level. I was more so like mid behind the baskets.
Yeah.
And when I first bought my first pair of season tickets, they were $700. I think for my actual seats that you and I share, what do we pay? About $1,900 a piece.
About
$1,900 a piece. And so what's funny is, and this is the bougie moment
Let me tell all our business.
Oh man, it's public; they can see it. Because people that sit next to us can buy tickets. But this is what happened. So that Saturday morning, Zeek called me. He said, "Dre, you going to the game? You remember this?"
Yeah.
I said, "I don't know." He said, "Why not?" I said, "I'm gonna be honest with you, man. After sitting courtside in the Jockey Club in the suite, I don't think I want to sit these tickets no more."
Listen, I've said the same thing.
Dre told me that.
I almost want to call our broker and be like, "Look, I need a refund because I can't sit here no more."
Bro, this Saturday was my 11th Bucks game, and I have yet to sit in my actual seats. And our seats I've never sat in the seats that you and I have together.
I sat there twice.
Oh, you have?
Twice. One time I took my son.
And our seats aren't really bad.
I took my son a couple games, but he got to experience the Jockey Club too. But I mean, if I was his age and I got to experience the Jockey Club, I wouldn't even know.
I've literally
he won't.
And our seats aren't bad.
Later.
America, our seats aren't bad.
Yeah,
but this was my 11th Bucks game, and I have never sat in my own seats.
He wasn't studying the Jockey Club. You know what he asked me?
What?
Why Brooke Lopez ain't playing?
Go ahead, Zeek. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I said it a couple times at the game yesterday. When I was like, I can't go back. I can't go back.
Yeah,
I can't go back.
Yeah.
Going back there and walking through the crowd, I'm like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, literally, my uncle, Dr. Bird, I invited him to the suite game. He said, is that courtside? I said, no, but it's the suites. He said, nah, I'm good.
Well, I said the same thing, but when I got up there to the suites, dude, the view is amazing.
It is.
Dude.
It is.
It's amazing, dog. Like,
it is.
Like
it is.
It ain't like how you would think it would be.
Exactly.
Right.
I know what you're saying. I mean, but you know,
I guess I gotta put that. I guess I gotta put my Christmas Day ticket on the market.
Right. Right. Well, we might get lucky for that one too. So, knock on wood. Injury report.
He lying.
Did I lie about Miami?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. They came through.
Dude, how you gonna call me like 10 minutes before the
game?
It
happens. It happens. Listen.
You get Christmas Day ticket and they don't want to go call me.
I got you. Yeah. Zeek, edit that part out. Zeek got ready in what? Like 40 minutes.
He called me at 4.
So did you went and got yours?
Yes.
You went and got it anyway?
Yes.
No, he went the within that time frame.
Within that time frame.
I called.
Where did you go?
Southside, South Ridge.
I called.
I know a nurse. So real quick, I know a nurse, and she was at the place I went to get my first COVID test like a while ago, and I was feeling sick. And she
real quick, America, thank y'all for letting us into your. We're letting you into our personal space.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So thank you for listening to us just talk about our personal space, which is dope because I've heard other podcasts let you in their personal space before.
But no, so he called me and I called my my nurse friend.
Hold up. When I called you, the first thing he said was, "You better not say."
Oh, that's the first thing I said.
You better not
because Dre don't call me. He'll text me.
I answered the phone like that. I said, "What do you want?" Because I knew what he was calling me for. I knew it right away. And I was at my nephew game, and I'm like, this mother.
I had just got off work. And when he comes, like, no, you're not calling me about. Are you calling me right now about this? Yeah, man. You gotta get dressed right now. Go get your COVID test.
Like, so why you didn't call me and tell me you had a spot to go? You knew I hadn't.
I thought he called you.
I called him first, and I said, did you and your wife get your COVID test? He said, no, we canceled. I said, oh, because I just came up. I got the tickets for tonight. Is there a 24-hour place near you?
And I said, I don't know. I was on the south side.
It was on the south side, right by South Ridge.
I was right down the street from there.
I heard about those,
but I heard you can't use those though.
I don't really think they asked because I mean, all you have to do is show proof of a negative COVID test or a vaccine.
You was down the street?
I was down the street.
I drove down there, took my test. He said 20 minutes. I said, thank you, Jesus. And
so why you didn't call me?
I didn't know.
See, I know who my real friend is. You set me up.
Who?
He did.
Man, give me that buzzer.
Let me tell you something.
Man.
Hold on a second.
Give me that buzzer.
Dre, his finger was on the trigger to call somebody else. You got your COVID test yet?
Oh yeah, he couldn't wait.
He was on top of it. I'm like,
he
America,
he knew you was going, but he didn't call me and be like,
Talk these mics off. Turn these mics off. Turn these mics off. America, listen. Okay.
All right.
Watch it in the TV like a preacher here. Okay. Turn these mics off.
Hey, just let you know, I'm vaccinated already.
Yes.
So you ain't gotta have them problems.
Listen here, America. This is your boy Andre Xavier Douglas here. Enough is never enough for these two. Enough is never enough. Your mics are off. Okay. Just let me finish here. I told Quis on Friday night. I said, keep your COVID test. Did I not? I said, because you know what? It could come through at the very last minute.
Okay, hold on.
Before
he go any further.
Okay, it's back on.
Before he go any further. I had mine, right? I had one for 48 hours. But I wasn't going to leave my wife hanging.
I said to keep y'all appointments.
But I had mine. She needed hers. But she was working. So he told me, no, we ain't got it. So I said, okay, cool. Don't worry about it.
Well, like... Yeah.
He turned your mic off.
I told y'all I was turning your mics off. But anyway, here it is again, America.
Come on, let's move it on.
On January the 3rd, we are back in the BMO Club, suite style seating. And for the record, I called like 10 people trying to fill the seats after I called y'all. And most people were like, dang, how long do I have to let you know? I said about a minute I'll give you 10 minutes to call me back. Because seats like that, you got to fill them quick. So And
I should have called you right away.
in the game that we're going to on the third, man, we got AAA. You saw I showed you the tickets. We got AAA. So, and those are even better than CCC. But
I know.
Moving on in sports America, y'all. We enjoy the Bucks games. Moving on. I mean, I even called Tone one day. I said, Tone. I said, Tone, bro, I got these 6-row seats for the Bucks for his favorite team. He said, dang, Dre, I gotta work. I said, my bad. You know, it happens that way. Yes. Injury report to Chicago Bulls. Alex Caruso, aggravated hamstring. He is out. His injury is to be determined. Kobe White tested positive for COVID-19. He is out for 10 to 14 days unless he can prove within 2 days in a row that he has 2 negative COVID tests. The Denver Nuggets have placed Michael Porter Jr. out for the season. He's on the injured list after having back surgery. The terrible Houston Rockets. Jalen Green is out with a hamstring injury and is listed week to week. The Memphis Grizzlies. Morant is out indefinitely with a knee injury that we all watched on TV. That was a terrible looking injury. He is out indefinitely. The Miami Heat, Bam Adebayo, torn UCL in his right thumb. He is out indefinitely. He is on my fantasy team, so that hurt big time. Jimmy Butler is also out for several weeks, according to the Miami Heat, with an injury that he just sustained. Pat Bev is out indefinitely with a growing injury from the Timberwolves. Brook Lopez from the Milwaukee Bucks is out indefinitely with a back injury. He just had back surgery. Yes, I'm saying something that's not on here.
That's the reason why I wasn't on
Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker is out with a hamstring injury. He's also on my fantasy team. He is out. And Dame Lillard with a lower abdominal pain is out. Or tendon, I'm sorry. I'm just say tendon. That's a tendon, right? Yeah, he is out indefinitely as well. So a lot of players are, as you can see, injured. LeBron was actually on this list, but then he was taken off the list.
Yeah.
From COVID.
Because he passed 2 COVID tests back to back.
Yep. So that's the injury report. Get better soon, y'all.
Start around with the shoot around. I want to start with Kemba Walker is out of the rotation for the New York Knicks, according to Tim Tebow. Tim Thibodeau. He's out. Tom Thibodeau. Question: will this be the end of Kemba Walker's career in New York?
It should be. Anytime I think that when players are taken out of the rotation, that is a shout out from the coach. That is a shout out from the organization that you are not a part of the future plans here. Meaning we have learned to play this game without you and whatever skill set you bring or may not bring to the table. So if I'm the Knicks, they should shop him around actively. Although his stock has dropped tremendously since being traded to the Knicks. And if I'm Kemba Walker, I am seeking to get out of New York on the first train coming. His career in New York is over.
But listen, I saw this coming.
Go ahead. Why you say that?
Boston, he was done in Boston. He was done in Boston.
Well, I think that when he came to New York, it was one of those things where you try to, every place you go to, you try to re-erect your career. And so
you try to what?
Resurrect. Resurrect. I'm sorry, resurrect. Resurrect your career.
Resurrect.
Hey, man,
what does that mean? Look that up.
No, I don't know.
Resurrect.
So either way it goes, you're trying to go hard in the paint. But it's one of those things where like you try to resurrect your career. And I think when him being from New York was, a boost of, you go to hometown, you play for your home team, and so on and so forth. So that's the thought process behind it. But I think if you don't fall in line with the coach and how he does things, that's when these type of situations happen, because Kemba Walker is known for his offensive boost, and that hasn't happened in New York. But he also doesn't play defense as well as Thibodeau would like.
And the thing is, though, you got to think of it. He came in struggling from Boston.
Yeah.
And New York took a gamble. They started out. What was their record starting out, though? They started out on fire, didn't they?
This season, it really wasn't on fire. It was average.
It
wasn't on fire.
They were like top 5.
They were top five at least.
That's average. Top 3 is probably on fire, but top 5 is average.
But they started out pretty good.
And
then he just slowly but surely stopped playing them because, like, even the Milwaukee game, he didn't even play the second half barely. He played maybe 5 minutes when they came here.
Yeah, and it hasn't been because of like injuries either. That's the messed up part.
They got so many young studs over there at the guard. It's tough, and especially when the young studs is playing better defense than they vet.
Yeah. I think you was going to say that he didn't fit the organization's like the way they were going about things. So it's one of those things where as much as you want it to work, it just doesn't sometimes.
Yeah, because what is his name? Moody?
Who?
Moody or Murray? The point guard, the other guard that's over there.
Oh, is it Moody? It might be Moody.
Is it Mike Moody? Either way, yeah. He's playing pretty good basketball this year.
Yeah, and they got Alex Burke.
Yeah, and he played defense.
Yeah,
he played defense, and I'm looking at him. He played pretty solid defense. Kimbo's undersized, don't play no D, and he takes bad shots.
Yeah, I mean, I think that. I mean, it's one of those things where I always like to see somebody come back. And I thought this was going to be one of those kind of things for him because that's what they need in New York is like a superstar, and he wasn't the top quality kind of superstar you were looking for, but he could get the job done as he has in the past.
And I think that the other thing we have to remember is the type of coach that Tom Thibodeau is. Man, he commands respect. He does not take back talk from players. He is a very defensive-minded coach, as you referenced to, and he's also known for running players. Man, you know, a lot of people blame Derrick Rose's injury on him.
Yeah,
a lot of people did, and he expects you to bring it every time you play. So this doesn't surprise me. It's unfortunate because, unfortunately, Kemba Walker's now developing a reputation of an uncoachable player, and to be on a team that's growing like the Knicks, to be basically told you are out of the rotation, that's pretty disappointing, especially considering there's still such a long way to go in this season. So hopefully he can find a team that'll take his talents.
Speaking of that, the New York Knicks are interested in trading Kemba Walker for John Wall. Do you think this will be a good move for the New York Knicks?
You said who?
John Wall for Kemba.
John who? Look, we done talked about John Wall 3 episodes in a row now.
He keeps being tossed around these trade rumors. I mean, I think we keep talking about him because, and I think what other people see is that John Wall can be a productive player, but he needs the opportunity.
How when he gets hurt? He gets hurt every other game. He hurt.
Who's seen John Wall play? Does he even practice?
From a talent wise, we see he can still be productive. Yes, he has to prove it, but what I'm saying is he can still be productive.
But that means Kimbo goes to Houston? Kimbo goes to Houston.
No, hold on a second, real quick. We have a New York Knicks fans in the house.
Yes, you do.
And we have he's been through the good times, the bad times, and all that good stuff. In the corner here, sir, our executive producer, Tone. How do you feel about this?
We don't want John Walls.
Oh, no.
Think about it, bruh. We're going to give up what's dubbed uncoachable for one that's not guaranteed. That's not a good business move.
So either he hurt on the bench or he not playing on the bench. Ain't you either way?
At least somebody that's not playing, he can realize, okay, let me get my shit together. Sorry about that. I just messed up your ratings.
That's fine.
But we can think he's like, Kemba after a while can realize, let me figure out what I need to do to get back in the game. John was like, I want to get in the game. Crack Fibia. We just wasted literally a whole trade.
Okay.
Not a good move for us.
So you're speaking for New York fans everywhere that try to want John Wall.
And a few of them downtown too.
Okay. All right.
I'm trying to give us dog.
So just like I spoke for the Bucks fans, except the one that was following Quis, saying we couldn't hold them like that had anything to do with anything. If no one wants to trade for John Wall because a key word, it's not even about his injury. It's about the number 44.
Oh, okay.
$44 million for a guy who hasn't played more than 30 games in 4 years. No one's going to take that as a trade. No one's going to do that. No one.
Okay.
40, that's a lot of money, though.
That's a lot of money.
Listen, he has missed more games than LeBron James has played in the playoffs.
You ain't.
That's not a lie. It's not a lie.
It's not a lie at all.
That's a killer right there.
That's a true.
But listen though, I like John Wall though. When he was healthy, I like John Wall. But right now, he cannot stay healthy. Every time you put him on the floor, it's like you rolling the dice. Like you might get a good game, you might get a 20 and 10, then you might get a torn meniscus or a dislocated shoulder or anything. Who knows what you're gonna get with him?
Anything. John Wall should not be traded to any team with that current contract. If John Wall, I don't blame him for getting his money. I'm not mad at the number 44 and then the number 47. If John Wall wants to play basketball in the NBA again, he's going to have to take a buyout and then sign for a low thing, just like we talked about last week. If I'm the Knicks, I'm not trading not even Kemba Walker for John Wall.
But if you John Wall, do you give up $44 million?
I just said you do not. That's why he's playing smart, just sitting. But if I'm the Knicks, I'm going to say this. Any GM that makes a trade for John Wall needs to be fired. Needs to be fired.
Okay.
Now, you can sign him I wouldn't even care if the Bucks sign him as a free agent. I wouldn't even care because there's low risk. Because like Boogie, it's a non-guaranteed deal. If we sign John Wall to a non-guaranteed deal as a tryout, I wouldn't even care. But any GM that trades for a $44 million contract for a player who has not played basketball needs to be fired on the spot.
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
On the spot.
Jeez. $44 million.
So, okay, but then also look at it like this. What if he actually comes out and he
I was just going to say works.
And it actually pans out?
Is it light outside? Is it daytime? No. Is it daytime outside?
According to Quis, it is.
Hold on, now you just gonna agree with me.
I was gonna agree with you. I was just gonna agree with you.
I
was just gonna agree with you because if it works out, let me tell you something.
That's why it's an incentive-based contract. If it works out, great, but not at the expense of another ball club owning a $44 million contract. That's just getting the Wizards off the hook. Houston. That's just getting them off the hook. That's all you're doing is you're helping that terrible franchise get off the hook of $90 million. That's all you're doing is helping them off the hook. They don't need help to get off the hook. Yeah. They've ran that franchise in the ground. So now you take his $90 million contract, you negotiate a buyout, or you let him sit out and wait 2 years.
$90 million. I'm not taking a buyout if I'm John Wall.
Oh, no,
absolutely not.
So
absolutely not.
So what, he got 2 years left?
Yeah, this year 44, 47 next year.
Yeah.
And I will sit out for that.
He's going to.
See, the thing about it is why these rumors keep coming out is because he said he wants to play.
Because at first he want to be off the bench.
No, at first he was cool with it, and then he was like, "No, I want to play." And like according to Dre, because I checked what he said last week. He said this last week. I checked on that. You're right. He does want to start. He does want to go back to, "Hey, I'm the man here." And they like, no. And I think that's one of the things where you have to accept.
Why do you think they're saying no?
Because of all the reasons we gave. You're too injury prone.
Right.
But I think if he was like, hey, I'll work my way back to the starting lineup, just like Derrick Rose had to come to some realization, I'm not this guy I used to be. I have to take what I can take.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think if you do go about it that way or have that mentality, it's more like people are willing to work with you than work against you. I know that's crazy too. That's a little sense of that too. Like you looking at these young guys, like I know I can.
But listen though, Houston might have to bring him up because Jalen is hurt now.
Jalen Green,
yeah,
but he's only out a week.
He's week by week.
So my only thing is though, I don't remember all of these players sitting out when we was watching basketball.
They wasn't.
But to be fair, we have to remember the way it's and no excuse for John Wall, but we have to remember this new era of basketball is different. There's really no off season. They finish the NBA, they go do summer league, or they do these pickup games with each other. They go play USA basketball. They're going. In this past 2 years, because of the pandemic, the seasons have been rushed. Like, we were celebrating the Bucks champ. Our last episode of season 1 was the last Sunday in July. And our first episode of season 2 was the third Sunday in October. They literally had 2 months off, and they were at it again.
Well, I mean, and that 2 months, a lot of stuff can be done because Zion show been eating since that.
Well, and that's the point I'm making.
Man,
like,
did you see him in that video?
That boy about 300+ pounds.
Man, he couldn't even get off his tippy toes.
Now,
oh my
They
God.
shoot the ball.
and New Orleans is good. New Orleans is good eating.
They say it's sore foot,
Well, I bet.
but I'm thinking it's a sore stomach. This mother. Man, this
You think about it, though, the weight of your body on your foot. You think about that.
Zion looked like he done picked up a good 40 or 50.
Well, remember in
40,
episode 2, they said that they didn't recognize him when he came to work. They were like, who is this?
So I was gonna go into Zion Williams experiencing soreness in his surgically repaired foot, and his return has been pushed back even further. So should Zion sit out the season?
Yes. Sit him out the season, get him a personal chef, and get him a person that lives with him to make sure he's training every day and he's eating healthy. Because you can tell he ain't been doing the NBA workout like he should be.
What is it?
Up to the table.
No. What I'm saying, that's the reason.
Oh, okay.
Up to the table, because whenever you talk in the background, it sounds bad on the thing. Come on.
I'm not sitting down. Then you got to clean the whole seat all again.
Especially with him. No,
exactly. He ain't never lied.
No, it's the training. You got to think about it. He had a surgery injury done to his foot, right?
Yeah.
So you can't move like you used to. So you're sitting there, and then being the fact that they're athletes, their bodies have been conditioned to constantly be at this high metabolism burning kind of situation. Now you're not doing that. It's just like I was in the Air Force. The minute I got out the Air Force, yeah. Don't.
Thank you for your service.
I hate when people do that because my job wasn't putting me in threat. So I ain't stupid. my job, I wasn't out there with dog. Y'all can go over there. I'm gonna stay over here and fix radars. But no, it's because he's not moving around. When I got out, I wasn't doing that same regimen before. I gained 50 pounds with ease. I didn't have a bad diet or anything like that. I just did not have that same regimen. So whenever an athlete comes back from a major injury, especially anything from the lower body on down, they're going to gain weight because they're not going to be as mobile as they was before.
But that's the more reason to get you on a better diet when you know you're out like that. Like,
diet is only so much.
You can't be eating them crawfish balls down there in New Orleans.
Hold on now. Seafood is actually better for you.
Man, not the juice that they put on there. You seen that juice?
This is true.
You seen that juice they put on them balls?
But the thing about Zion, though, is let's not forget that this was a fear when they drafted him. This isn't something that's just popped up. This has happened way over time. True. Like every single year that Zion's been in the league, his weight has fluctuated. It's gotten bigger. It's the workout plan, like you said. It's the chef. Your foot, it's like in that's just period. If your feet aren't acting right, your whole body doesn't respond to that. So if the man is off his foot, there's no working out, there's no push-ups, there's no sit-ups, there's no running, there's no cardio. You're just really kind of sitting there eating yourself depressed. And let's not also forget the off-court stuff that he had, the lawsuits, the fact that his family is advocating for a trade from New Orleans. All of this stuff probably leads to what we like to call overeating with depression. Unfortunately for Zion, it's happening so young in his career that it might disrupt his career. The Zion that we thought we were going to get in the NBA may be non-existent because that foot injury is going to have to say a lot. And to your point, they pushed back his return date. Who knows when that's going to be? Because he still has to get what? To your point, he has to lose the weight. He's not conditioned for basketball.
You can get it. You can get there though. It don't take long. If you work hard, you can do it.
But
I've done it.
He brought up a good point though.
I agree.
Maybe we need to focus more on his mental health first. You know, maybe there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we're not taking in consideration, which is causing him to be, you know, disillusioned from everything. Like, that could be the issue. Maybe we need to give him therapy first, get him mental therapy, then we do the physical. Because now he's more motivated. So you know, we tend to forget about our athletes and their mental health and all this.
We do. So you think he should retire too?
I didn't say
I'm sorry. It's not the season. I'm sorry, it's not the season.
Yeah, just
retire.
You're like, damn, bro, it's just a foot injury. No, you're trying to get rid of everybody.
I'm thinking in my head, like, man,
you're trying to trade John Wall because you want him to play, but you want to get rid of him. You know, bro, you need to reevaluate
sit out the season. Sit out the season.
No, he should. I give him an opportunity to reboot, reset. You know, find out your health issues, find out your mental issues, let your foot get better. Let your family get whatever it is in their system out of their system, and then come back hard.
I've never been a fan of rushing players back from injury because when you do that, they're just hurt more. I mean, think about it. We were all on pins and needles when Giannis came back in the finals. We knew we wanted to win, and we knew we needed him to win.
But we wanted him to still be here.
I'm telling you, when they approved him to play in game one, all of us were like, ugh, that's a little close.
Like, bro, we could take an L for game one. We still got
which
time.
we took anyway, right? So if Zion needs to sit out for the season to get fully healthy from the foot and the health-wise, I mean, his team sucks anyway. It's not like they're going to the playoffs. Just keep playing ball.
So let me ask you this question.
Get yourself a nice draft pick and do what you need to do.
So let me ask you this question. If he sits it out, what does that do for his value?
Oh, his stock is already dropped.
I wouldn't say that.
Whose stock has dropped?
Zion.
Yeah, most definitely.
You think it's dropped?
His stock has already dropped.
It's dropped.
I think that
it ain't dropped as much as you saying it though.
I just said his stock is dropped.
But how hard you said it, you saying it like he dropped.
So let me ask you this: How many more years he got left on his contract?
I think 2.
Two. He on a rookie contract.
So he sits this one out. He got one more left, right?
Yeah.
He can increase his value when his rookie contract is up.
That's true.
If he sits this whole year out and then come out banging next year, he'll pine.
Zion will still get. You sure? We appreciate you. Zion will still get he'll get a nice contract.
Yeah.
Like John Wall. Most people in the NBA won't hold you accountable to that first injury because they think that you'll have a shot to come back and be better. So I still think he's going to have a big payday in the NBA, but he might not have multiple ones if he doesn't get his conditioning in order.
Okay. So, this is no surprise, maybe to some others, but not really to me. Blake Griffin has been completely removed from the Brooklyn Nets rotation, averaging a miserable 5.5 per game.
Good looking out, Tom.
Can Blake Griffin make his way back into the rotation, or should the Nets release him?
Release him.
Let him go.
Let him go.
Let him go. Next topic.
Oh, all right. No, I like the way you said that. Hey, ain't nothing. There's no reason to talk about it.
I mean,
really?
Yeah. He's not explosive. What 5 points? Just
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what killed him.
Hold on.
Marcus Aldridge coming back and actually playing some good ball.
Or just
just ruined it.
And KD having an MVP season. Like, you don't need Blake on the court when KD's on the court. You don't need Blake on the court when LaMarcus Aldridge is on the court. What's that?
Where does Blake go?
Who cares?
I don't say.
He's not. He shouldn't be out of the league now.
No, he's done.
He's done, bro. You got.
It's not that bad.
He's done.
I've seen worse.
What's worse?
Huh?
Who's worse?
John Wall.
I knew he was gonna say that.
At least he's healthy.
At least he's healthy, but okay, not a factor. Real quick, Julius Randle, speaking of the Nets and KD in his MVP season, Julius Randle, along with others, says Kevin Durant is undoubtedly the best player in the league right now. True or false?
False.
False.
Very false.
Whoa,
not very false,
whoa.
but false.
You said false.
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 You sure about that?
Yeah.
Positive.
Don't hop on this bandwagon. Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Listen, KD is still number 2.
KD is still number 2.
Behind who?
LeBron James.
Okay. All right. I see.
You know who I'm gonna say.
Look.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
We're talking about this year.
Are you talking about this year?
This year.
No. I'm not talking about all together. I'm talking about.
Are you talking about overall best player or this season? You answer your question the right way.
I'm answered. Let's start with this season.
The best player in basketball right now is Stephen Curry. Wardell Curry. Since Quis says Lebanon James, Wardell Steph Curry.
His name is Lebanon?
No, he says Lebanon is a joke, bro.
Thank you. I'm like,
No.
hey, when you said
The best player
whatever
in the
Steph
NBA
Curry name, I was like, who the?
That's actually his real name.
I know,
Wardell.
but I'm like, who the?
Steph Curry is the best player in basketball.
Right now, the best player in basketball right now is KD. If you ask me.
It could be argued tip for tat.
And the only reason I say that is because Steph has a little bit of a better team than him. Just a little bit.
Kevin Durant has James Harden.
And that's it. Outside of that, who else can you name on the roster?
Who does Steph Curry have?
Draymond
is a future Hall of Famer.
So now y'all singing Draymond's praises.
Draymond has always done what he does. Draymond is like a walking triple-double.
Yeah,
it might be 10, and 10. And that's what he does. He allows Steph Curry
to get the shots
to get the shots that he gets because he's a facilitator and Steph just runs off screens and shoots.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I am not saying that Steph Curry is better than Kevin Durant, but the best player in the NBA right now, in my opinion, is Steph Curry. KD is number 2.
Most entertaining or best player?
Steph Curry's stats speaks for himself.
What do you mean?
What? Go look at them.
KD stats don't?
I didn't say that they didn't. Steph Curry is doing it again in a team that he was drafted and built through the draft. KD is doing it alongside another
So you holding
superstar.
that against? You can't hold that against.
I can do whatever I want. You asked my opinion.
You're right.
You asked my opinion, so I'm telling you, Kevin Durant is a great basketball player. He is a great basketball player, and he is undoubtedly having an MVP season. I would be okay if him and Steph, if the league ended today, I would be okay if him and Steph shared MVP honors.
We're not doing that no more.
Because they're both killing it. We know it'll never happen.
We're not doing that no more.
But they're both, hold up. Golden State has the best record. They knocked off the Phoenix Suns winning streak, right? Yeah. Steph had the worst shooting night of his career. That's when Phoenix beat him, right? And he came around and he turned it around.
But without Devin Booker.
Without
they beat the Phoenix Suns without Devin Booker.
They beat Golden State when Steph was 3 for 20 something.
So
what's your point?
Who do you think contributed to that?
What's your point?
Who do you think contributed to that?
Listen, man. Listen. The fact if you all are comparing Devin Booker to Steph Curry,
we're not comparing.
We need to find two other people to sit in.
It's not about
comparing. You had Dillon Shrimp replacing Scottie Pippen.
Anybody. Jordan could have did it with anybody.
That's the comment of the year.
Jordan could have did it with anybody.
He said Dillon Shrimp.
Shut the hell.
Jordan could have did it with anybody. Number 33, he took himself.
Now you finna put our friendship on the line.
That's okay.
Because I might put my hands on you.
Put your hands on me. Jordan could have did it with anybody. Number 33 was bogus. Jordan could have did it with anybody. But back to what I'm saying. KD is a phenomenal player. We get it. But right now, in my opinion, if the MVP was picked today, it would be Steph Curry.
Why?
I think. Hold on a second, real quick, Keith.
Shooting percentage.
I think when
go ahead. Zeke.
What I think is
no. Let me finish. Go ahead.
Quick. The thing about Steph Curry is he is very entertaining. Steph Curry is shooting from 2K distance. Like as soon as he steps off half court,
game sliders.
So and it's all net, no problem. So it's more entertaining. But KD is basically unstoppable.
KD is entertaining too.
No, he is unstoppable to the point where he is holding down the Brooklyn Nets by himself, and that's why the only reason he's in this MVP category because they wouldn't be where they were if it wasn't for KD.
So let me read off this. Can I just read off a couple stats?
I know you're gonna read off stats. So go ahead.
KD is leading the lead in scoring.
Yep.
He's leading the league in field goal percentage. Yep. And he has a higher rebounds than Steph. He got more assists than Steph.
He does not have more assists than Steph.
Steph is 6.5 and he is
5.6.
So he's one off.
It's okay. Who has the best record? What team has the best record?
Dude, they only up by 2 games.
No. What team has the best record?
So what? They only up 2 games.
Would you answer the question?
Go to State, obviously.
Okay. And what team, who's really doing it by themselves? Okay, because I don't care what y'all say, KD still has James Harden. He still has James Harden.
So how is Giannis not considered one of the best players? And he leading both of them.
We weren't even talking about Giannis.
I'm just
saying, Giannis is number 3. Right now, Giannis will be number 3.
Giannis should be number 1. He's the world champion.
Here's why: Giannis has sat out.
If that's what you want, if that's how y'all want to do it, and you're going off of you're going off of currents, right? Giannis just won the ring.
I'm going off
not Steph.
And Giannis' numbers is better than both of them.
I just said that.
Giannis' numbers is better than both of them. But here's the thing: Giannis, we're seeing that we're seeing what the Bucks is capable of without Giannis, right? We saw it a little bit in the playoffs last year. We know what Golden State is capable of without Steph Curry, and it's not much of anything.
Okay.
Right. And we know that if KD goes down, Brooklyn should be able to manage with James Harden as their number 2 player. I didn't say they were. See, no, we cannot keep giving Brooklyn a pass just because James Harden isn't adapting to the system. They went out and built this super team. They went out and got crazy Kyrie, who left them hanging.
You can't sit here and say we're talking about individuals. We're not talking about team. We're not talking about the record. We're not talking about none of that. We're talking about who is the best individual player in this league. As far as KD is concerned, he cannot be stopped.
Giannis is the best
when
player.
Stop it. When you talk about somebody who could do it at all three levels, we're talking about inside, outside.
Steph can do that.
He cannot do that. He can do it from 3-point range, and that's where most of his points come from.
But my top three.
Hey, listen, he's making 11.5 threes a game.
My top 3 players in the NBA right now: Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And the fact that the Suns locked up Steph to
win, it can be done. It can be done.
Okay, so my question for you is: even if let's say the Brooklyn loses, they just lost to Chicago. The leading scorer on the Nets team is still KD. KD is still getting his.
We know KD is a prolific scorer. No one is denying that.
So you talking about the Warriors record? You talking about how they built this homegrown team? I get all that, but we're talking about individually. This guy is 6'11", shooting over everybody, and you talking about Steph Curry can.
I said what I said.
All they got to do is put Steph Curry is multiple defenders on him.
And he still might score and make one of them defenders fall.
And why are you talking about it?
And
I
make
don't know
one
if
of them
Golden
fall.
State can beat Phoenix in a 7-game series.
I can't wait to watch it.
They can't.
I'll take my. I'll bet on Golden State every day.
I'll put my money down on that.
I can't wait.
They can't beat them in a 7-game series.
I can't wait for the playoffs. If you think Chris Paul is going to beat Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, you're smoking.
He will.
Good. Okay.
He will.
I can't wait for the playoffs.
He will.
Okay.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Let's do it when the game time
comes.
Okay. Let's do it.
No problem.
Let's go.
I'll see you, sir.
Let's go.
Oh well, it's on wax now. Now it's on wax.
That's okay.
So,
so Casey, top 3 players in the NBA right now. Your top 3 in order. Your
the top three is undeniable.
No, it's not undeniable.
Number 1, Giannis. Number 2, KD. And number 3, Steph.
Okay, Dre Douglas says number 1, Steph. Number 2, KD. Number 3, Giannis. Zeke, top 3 in the NBA right now. Come here, Tone. Come here, Tone.
Nope. He said that.
No.
He said
Come on. I didn't pay the bill this month. Come on. Come on over here. Come on over here. Come to the mic. Come to the mic. Zeke, top 3 players in the NBA right now.
Top 3 is KD, Steph, Giannis.
So we all agree that the top 3, but we disagree and we disagree on the order.
How did Giannis get third? And he was the NBA Finals MVP and the World Champions last year.
And his stats are statistically better than both of them.
Where does
I think it's because of the Bucks record.
No. Where does Giannis get most of his points from?
In the paint.
Okay. How tall is Giannis?
What does that matter?
That does matter.
Why?
Because he's longer than a lot of
KD
these guys.
and him is about the same height.
Where does KD get most of his points from?
The KD actually
from Steph area.
I was gonna say from the 3-point line.
So, like I said before,
that doesn't matter though about who's
matter.
How does that matter?
Because
Shaq was the
I
most.
can put him anywhere on the court to get a bucket.
Shaq was one of the most dominant players in the NBA history in the paint.
In the paint. That's it. That's his area. When you
Giannis area in the paint. So why can't he be the best? Because he's in the
Giannis
paint.
Is still developing his 3-point and jumper.
Okay, so if he put that 3-point,
he's still
the
developing
way he can play in the paint, who do you think is a better player than you?
Okay, Kesey, you got a gun to your head. I'm about to pull the trigger.
No.
Nope.
No.
No. He asked. No.
He asked. Go there.
No.
Yo, I'm asking a question.
That's not a fair analogy.
It's a fair analogy. Who do you want shooting that shot?
Steph
you want
Curry.
KD shooting that shot, or you want Giannis shooting that shot?
No. That's not fair.
That's not. That is fair.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say Giannis.
Well, then you gonna
because
die.
want me to tell you why?
Go ahead.
He shot 19 for 20 in the NBA Finals game to win it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this.
Where?
Here's why.
Where? He shot 19 for 20. Go look it up.
3-point.
Here's why that's not a fair analogy. Because Giannis is the best player on the Bucks, undoubtedly. He is an MVP. He will probably be the NBA's best player for the next 5 to 7 years if he wants to. Giannis doesn't take the last shots now for the Bucks. Okay, so the fact that who you want to take the last shot is irrelevant. You give it to the hot man. Chris Middleton will take the last shot. Okay, sometimes Pat Connaughton will take the last shot.
So everything you're saying is make more to my point.
So I'm helping you prove your point, but what I'm saying is you saying who do you want to take the last shot has nothing to do with who's better, because LeBron does not, listen to me, LeBron is the second greatest player of all time and has not taken his share of last shots to win games. In fact, let me finish.
Go ahead.
In fact, he's missed a lot of last shots. Does that stop him from being the greatest?
Now.
Does that stop him from being the greatest after Mike?
Yes.
So you're telling me that even though in his active career that LeBron has missed or not taking last shots, he's not the best player in the NBA?
That's one of the reasons why he's second best to Jordan.
Take Jordan off the table. Outside of this season, has LeBron James been the best player in the NBA?
We all know that.
So then, and he does not always take the last shots. So I'm saying that to say you're saying that Giannis and KD, who would you rather take the shot, is irrelevant to their greatness. Taking the last shot has nothing to do with your greatness.
Taking the last shot has to do with not only who you are to this team, but what kind of play you are.
Maybe it has to do with clutch, but it has nothing to do with greatness.
So what about that block?
Clutch is a part of greatness.
That block that Giannis
It's
did,
not.
that does not make him the greatest player, one of the greatest players.
That block made him clutch.
What makes you clutch? Because
it does not always
a defensive play can't make you a clutch player.
Let's go.
Okay. No.
Give him the clap.
That's my whole
Give him
point.
the clap. Give him the clap.
A defensive player cannot
Give him
make
the
you
clap.
clutch. Because if he don't block that shot on Ethan, the Bucks lose.
Yes.
I do not agree with that. I do not agree with that. I'm not saying that you're wrong. But what I'm saying is we're talking about the greatness of a player. And you can't tell me a clutch is not part of that. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Hold on. Let me finish. I didn't get to finish mine.
Let him go.
When you talk about clutch, we talk about clutchness. That goes into the greatness of a player. Now, if it's a defensive play, that is great. That's outstanding. But we're talking about if the game is tied, you're right. Middleton might take the shot. Drew Holiday might take the shot. Connaughton might take the shot. But in Jordan's case, even LeBron's case, that ball crossed their hands. Now, LeBron, what he does with it, if he kicks it out, that's cool, whatever. Sometimes he's taking that last shot. He had the trial and error. I missed this. He can make that. I can't make this. He can make that. When it came down to players like Jordan, ball is in my hand. Now, what I choose to do with it is different. Sometimes he passes off to Steve Kerr. Sometimes he took that last shot. But I am in control of this situation. When you talk about KD, when you talk about Steph Curry, that is a part of them being as great as they are because you want the ball in their hands. What they choose to do with it is up to them. But that ball is in their hands.
Can I ask you a question?
Continue.
So during the NBA Finals, who do you think the Bucks wanted the ball in the hands of at that current time?
It depends on what was the score.
That last game that Giannis put on the shoulder, he put on the 55. Who did the Bucks want the ball in the hands of?
They got the ball into the guy's hands who had the best. It was the best basketball play.
Who was that?
It was Giannis. The best basketball play was Giannis at the time. You mean to tell me if the Bucks were down by
okay,
3,
let me finish.
3.
This was a close game.
Yes.
If Giannis doesn't clutch that game the way he does, do they win?
That wasn't a last-second shot. That was similar to the block that LeBron James had.
It was a last-second
moment.
It was a
It
last-second
was a clutch
block
moment. It was a clutch moment in a series that was coming down to the wire. LeBron James made that block with 2 minutes to go, or like a minute to go. He didn't make that play last-second shot. He didn't block at the last second.
It doesn't matter, but that's basically saying a defensive play it's not clutch.
You watched the Charlotte game. They
were
were down by 3. Who did that ball go to? LaMelo Ball. And why did it go to LaMelo
He put
Ball?
on a clinic.
And he was on fire
but
from
they
there.
lost.
He also they lost.
They lost.
Okay, so then you can't call it clutch. Okay.
Well, I didn't call it clutch. I called it clinic.
No.
He put on a clinic.
I'm calling it clutch.
Back to what I'm saying is
go ahead.
Giannis is clutch. The performance clutch is not just one shot.
It's
clutch,
not just offense.
Clutch is a moment. Being in that moment, who can take over in that moment? And Giannis showed he can take over in that moment.
He absolutely
And he
can.
did it on the defensive end and the offensive end.
Absolutely.
And if you can't get a better performance out of a player than that, then I don't know what else you're looking for from him.
And so to the point that we're making, yes, clutch makes you great, but not taking the last shot does not define Giannis's greatness.
So,
it does not.
Okay.
Giannis is the best player in the league until they get beat, to me.
Giannis is the best. To me, Giannis is the best power forward.
I still got the Bucks going to the finals. Even in our struggles, I don't see a team in the East. Last night, we were at the game, and the Bucks didn't have Giannis. Holiday was mediocre. Our hot man was Chris Middleton. And, in fact, granted there was no Bam and Jimmy, our second unit put up almost 40 points in the second quarter.
Bobby played good, too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did. I mean,
I still got the Bucks making it to the finals.
I don't see anybody in the East beating the Bucks.
Me either. Not even Brooklyn.
Just like I don't see anybody beating Phoenix in the West.
Golden State.
No.
Oh, you're off the Lakers train?
So,
I keep telling you, I'm not a Lakers fan. I am a LeBron James fan.
No, that was I paused like I didn't want to pause
because
like
I almost cussed at him. So
exactly.
I had to stop.
So I seen
cuss.
it going through Kesey's head like
I wanted to call him everything but a child guy, but some said, "Bring it back, Keith. Bring it back, Keith."
Well, speaking of the Milwaukee Bucks, and
I make y'all cuss,
and this all the time, and this heated conversation. Speaking of the Bucks, in this conversation, I want to introduce a new segment called Spotlight.
Wait. Before you go to Spotlight, dang, I see where you are there. My bad.
Yeah. I got this.
Do
but
you?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Man, we got this email. Go ahead.
Like I said before I was really interrupted. I want to introduce a new segment called Spotlight, and that's where we take a team and we kind of like put the spotlight on them and see where we can really go, kind of digging deep into the roster, the moves they made in the offseason, on season, and so on and so forth. And we're gonna talk about the home team today, the Milwaukee Bucks. Right now they're 15-9, third in the Eastern Conference. They won the last 9 of their 10 games. 2 of those games without Giannis. This offseason, we lost PJ to Miami, but we also added Grayson Allen, brought back George Hill. We brought back Rodney Hood, and we also brought Semi Ojale. And then we re-signed. Hey, come on, man. That's you know what? I'm not gonna say nothing. Okay. Disrespect that brother. Bad. I'm not gonna say nothing. Disrespect that brother. But and we also re-signed Bobby Portis. Recently, we re-signed DeMarcus Cousins and Wesley Matthews. Brought him back. And then the key injuries on his team right now have been Brook Lopez, who had a back injury, and he'll be out for the foreseeable future. We don't know how long, but Dre says that's the end of his career.
I said it's a potential career-ending surgery.
I hope he's be back by the playoffs. To be honest with you,
me too.
He will.
And then we also have Dante. Was it
DiVincenzo?
So, and then he's also a key injury. So both those guys were like in the starting lineup, but they haven't been back since like the beginning of the season. He was hurt last year and he missed the whole playoffs.
He did.
So
he got hurt in the playoffs.
Yeah, he got hurt right before the playoffs.
Yeah, I thought wasn't it the first round?
Right before the playoffs.
Right before the playoffs.
Okay.
But so what do you guys think we have here? A championship team?
The Bucks are repeat.
The Bucks are
in the finals for sure. Only reason the Bucks record is what it is right now is because of COVID.
Ooh.
COVID protocols and injuries.
Yeah.
Because if Brook doesn't be injured and Bobby's not injured at the beginning and start the season out, we don't lose some of them games.
There was a game where we didn't have, in the beginning of the season for like a stretch, we didn't have Giannis, Lopez, Portis. We didn't have DiVincenzo. We were like a 7-man rotation.
Yeah.
Portis is key to the offense. Middleton, we missed for a stretch of like 8 games because of COVID protocol.
Yeah,
even with Middleton coming back, even if Middleton was there, those 8 games we lost without him would probably be like 2, maybe 3.
The Bucks record does not reflect how good this team is. Watching them the past couple games, even against Charlotte, to your point, we never take the easy way out, right? We gotta go in there. But the Bucks, if you look at the teams they've been beating them in a dominant fashion.
I want to say two things. Number one, we're undefeated when our big three plays.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I don't think
only team that's that way.
Yeah, I don't think nobody can beat us with our full starting five. I don't think anybody in the league can beat us, honestly.
I like the signing of Boogie Cousins. He's out there looking like he's found his niche. He's that dog that replaces PJ.
Shout out to Boogie.
And if you think about it, he does what PJ does. He just plays less minutes.
Yeah.
And he probably shoots better. So I like the pickup of Cousins. I like the Bucks coming out of the Eastern Conference. I told you I like them to repeat, but I can't give a definite answer until I see them play Phoenix at a healthy level and until I see them play Golden State at a healthy level. Then I'll be able to say what my predictions are for the finals. I don't see an Eastern Conference team that can beat the Bucks because, number one, I'm sorry not to cut you off, the Eastern Conference team like Miami we saw last night, without Bam, they're small. They're super small. Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero, they have more quiet spells than Holiday. Duncan has scored 30, but won't score nothing for the next 4 or 5 games.
I don't even remember seeing him score a bucket last night.
No, they put him on the bench after they saw he was going stale. Yeah. Hero had like 13 and was tricking buckets all night. Philly, they can never stay healthy to beat the Bucks.
They ain't giving hard fouls on Bobby.
You know, they sure did. He was ready. He was ready. He got up ready to go. So I like the Bucks. I think the Bucks have a really good ball team. Again, even without Jimmy, Bucks blew out Miami by 30. Giannis, obviously, when he plays, we feel better.
But Giannis didn't even play last night, and they still put the claps on them.
Yes, they did.
That says a lot right there in itself.
I like the Bucks to come out of the East. I definitely think we're a Eastern Conference champion again, and I think we're going to make a run for the title again. I like to see it.
Do you think this team, because we were a toenail from watching the NBA Finals, and I think we're probably
literally a toenail.
We're a toenail,
literally, right?
We're probably gonna see Brooklyn again, and we're gonna see.
KD don't comb his head. He don't put lotion on, and we know he don't clip his toenails because supposedly he had on some big shoes. Yeah, is what I've heard. The reason the shoe was on the line.
He has some big shoes on.
Yeah,
different players do that because they got to double up on socks. But we're going to see a healthy James Harden next time.
Are we?
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah.
Because his condition is questionable too.
Going further though, Boogie looks really healthy though.
Boogie does look really healthy. I was surprised he was still available. I thought the Clippers were going to re-sign him, and they didn't. And it's funny because he too had this injury-prone syndrome on him, and that's why you sign him for a year and then that's it. And it's one of those things where Boogie can still produce.
Yeah.
And I think if he produced for the Bucks, they'll re-sign him again.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Here's why I'm not afraid of Brooklyn anymore, because it's only KD and Harden. If either one of them go cold, doesn't happen much for KD, but it certainly does happen for Harden. Harden's not playing like the old Harden because he can't draw them fouls. Let's start there.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, honestly, I don't think Brooklyn is as good as they were last year. KD is having a monstrous season, but I don't know that Brooklyn can do it without Kyrie. I'm sorry.
My question is though,
I don't.
Do y'all honestly believe it's because he can't get those calls, the reason he can't do what he do? Or do you think he's actually still injured? I'm saying he doesn't score as much. Or that injury has toned his athletic ability down and he's not able to do what he was able to do
I think
a year ago.
So I think it's a combination of the two. Mm-hmm. I think that the calls that he usually he hasn't been getting.
Right.
And then on top of that, he has said it himself that, usually in the offseason I'm playing ball, I'm constantly in the gym. But this year I was nursing the hamstring or the injury that he was nursing last year in the Eastern Conference Finals. He's like, I was still going through that during this offseason. Like you said, this offseason came kind of fast, so he didn't have a lot of time to rehab. And then on top of that, I think that because James Harden is playing more of a point guard role instead of a scorer like he is, it's hard for him to get into the rotation. Not the rotation. It's hard to get in the rhythm of, shooting or just bringing the ball down crossing, because he has to be aware of the doubles and where KD is and so on and so forth. Houston, it was just his show. Yeah. I think the Bucks that will make was different from the Bucks than any other team is that they play defense, and that defense usually turns to offense. One of the things I hate about Giannis is that let's say he gets stripped or something happens on the offensive end or whatever, and defense gets the ball, they're running down or whatever. He'll try to chase it. He'll try to chase down block every single time, and sometimes it gets him dunked on.
I don't care about. I appreciate
the effort.
I can live with that.
I appreciate that
because the number one thing when I coach basketball is if you're gonna turn the ball over, you better be the first one down on defense. Yeah. You better be the first one down, or guess what? You come and sit right next to me, you'll get some splinters on your behind.
And then on top of that, I mean the pickup of
Wes
Grayson Allen.
I like it.
That was one of the pickups I was kind of like questioning, but seeing over time that he's been able to shoot.
Night,
he was sick.
No,
he was sick. They said it wasn't COVID, but he was just sick.
Okay.
But he like him shooting from the three, him being able to run the point, the shooting guard, because when Middleton was out with COVID, he was starting. And I think that the addition of him, Rodney Hood has been kind of on and off.
Look, Rodney hit one basket since I seen him play.
Yeah, Rodney Hood. Honestly,
he's still hurt.
I think them signing Wes Matthews is to open the door to eventually cut Rodney Hood.
Well, the thing about to me is I think they signed Wesley Matthews because Dante is still hurt.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't know when he's coming back. They haven't said anything about
Here's
him.
The thing. If him and Brooke both need to be reactivated, you have to cut at least one player. And it's not going to be Cousins.
Oh, it's going to be Semi
Ojale?
Yeah.
See, Ojale, I don't know if it's because it's the system, but we thought that was a good pickup for the Bucks.
He was supposed to replace PJ Tucker.
He was.
And he has not panned out.
He has not.
So if you're talking about cutting somebody, it would be him.
But he started out the year hurt, so that played a factor into it too. And when the Bucks is a team that already got they system down packed, you know what I mean? So trying to fit in take a little bit longer than people actually do it. That's why the Bucks keep bringing back players that were already here that is kind of familiar with the system.
Yeah, that's true.
So it makes it a lot easier transition. Like Matthews played here for a while. He know the Bucks system.
Right. And
I think, like you said, Rodney's going to be cut soon.
Yep.
And Matthews will take that position.
Yep.
Because what Rodney Hood does,
yep,
Matthews can do, and probably a little bit better.
You almost forget Hood is on the team. The other thing I think we forgot to mention, George Hill is injured. He was in street clothes last night.
He was sick.
He was walking with a limp. When we saw him backstage, he was limping a little bit. And so the Bucks are injured right now and still, in the words of Quis, putting their foot on people's neck. So, I mean, I like the Bucks in the Eastern Conference. Obviously, we're all fans, but we all know we have a long season ahead of us. I would like to see the Bucks get higher up in that 1 or 2 spot so we can secure some home court advantage because we obviously play better at home.
We're only 2 games out right now.
That's great.
A game and a half, actually.
What's the record? What's the top 3 right now in the East?
The Nets are 16-7, the Bulls are 16-8, and the Bucks are 15-9.
Yeah, so
we actually will be like 20-4 right now if
I would agree.
Without injuries.
I would even say we would probably have the best record if we were fully.
We'd be in the same record as Golden State right now.
I would agree.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I would agree with that.
So with that being said, like as far as the East go, how do you think they versus against, let's say, a Golden State?
So right now,
because like right now, if we're looking at championship, we're looking at Golden State or Phoenix.
Golden State is playing some lights out basketball, and we know the Bucks can beat Phoenix in a dominant fashion. We know this already. If the Bucks can beat Golden State, which I believe they can, if we're fully healthy, the Bucks have a nice pathway to the championship. But I have to see them play first. So I'm very excited about the February game because I think that's going to be a nationally televised game, and it could be a preview of the NBA Finals. It absolutely can be. So I think the Bucks are built to repeat, but I don't think it's an easier pathway than last year because there's still a lot of good teams, right? And we know the West is full of monsters, But I think I need to see the Bucks, and I keep saying I need to see them play Golden State first before I can make a sound judgment on that.
Let me ask you a question. Well, what about matchup wise? Matchup wise, and that's what I mean. Like, obviously, we need to see them play, but matchup wise, what do you think?
Holiday can probably get on Steph. You can't stop him, but Holiday will give him a run for his money defensively. You got to put probably Cousins on what's my man's name? Draymond. You know, by the finals, Cousins might need to start, you know, depending on where he is with health. Giannis, there's nobody on Golden State that can stop him. So, you know, there's something that Golden State has to do there. I think it's a good matchup, but the problem is if Steph and Klay shoot lights out basketball, there's no stopping that. So you have to find a way to make sure that the Bucks are making baskets, and either Jordan ruling Steph or Klay. You can't let them both drop 30 on you, because if you let both Steph and Klay go nuts, the series might be over before it starts.
Yeah, you right.
You got to stop them.
I seen Klay in the video. You seen the Klay video?
I did.
He just don't look the same. I mean, he hit a couple shots with them D-League players.
Yeah, you know
what I mean? That's not KD you shooting that shot over.
Right.
That's not Giannis you shooting that shot over.
Right. That's true.
That's not LeBron or Russie or anybody else that's in the league right now. Like, that's still super athletic. You know what I mean?
No, that's real. That's real.
I have to see it in full-fledged mode, and I got to see that team can stay healthy all the way through. Because I mean, Steph is putting some miles on this body right now. He is putting some miles. He's playing great basketball, but he's putting a lot of miles on his body. And I would like to see how that goes over an 82-game season, and him barely miss. What, he missed one game so far or two?
Steph missed. I don't know, but he missed back to back. I thought he did miss 2 games. I think
it's 2 games.
It was more of a rest precaution. It wasn't a serious injury because he came back the next day and lit it up. So I do recall that. But that's like Giannis. Giannis is out right now because of what? What is Giannis?
Calf
yeah.
strain.
I don't think we rush it, man. I don't think we rush him back either. Let these players take time to heal, man. Especially when you playing bums. Like, we play Cleveland tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, do we?
We play Cleveland tomorrow.
In Cleveland, though, right?
No, it's here. Let Giannis sit. It's here. Let Giannis sit.
Is it here?
It's here. It's Cleveland not. We don't have that game tomorrow on our schedule for tickets, but it's here in Milwaukee.
Cleveland is on a 3-game winning streak, but
but it's still Cleveland.
Yeah, that's true. But so I just wanted to kind of put a spotlight on the Bucks and kind of introduce a new segment. We'll be doing this periodically throughout the season.
Pediatric after this.
Periodically.
Keisha, you know when all them names was going through your head when you wanted to call Andre? Yeah. Anyway, so it's been another episode of the 94 Feet Podcast. I'd like to thank first thank my brothers for joining me and doing this show every week. I also like to thank our super producer Tone for coming in as a New York Knicks fans and clearly stating they do not want John Wall at all. Now, I will say this about New York fans. If John Wall start balling, they gonna say it. Man, we should have picked him over. We had a chance. But it's been another episode of 94 Feet Podcast. Peace.
Wait a minute. Listen to us on
Spreaker. We don't need to all that, man.
Yeah, we do.
Hey,
listen to us on Spreaker.
Listen
to us on Apple Podcasts. Listen to us on Spotify, Amazon, Google, wherever your favorite podcasts are sold or listened to, rather. Follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at 94 Feet Podcast.
Like, comment, subscribe, agree with us. Probably. Maybe not.
94 Feet Nation, baby.